Hello everyone, Pallytime here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. I am back home from Heroes of the Dorm, but no face cam today because I am super far behind. Once I get ahead of my schedule, at least by a day, we'll start to integrate that back in. It just takes a lot of time on the back end, on the editing end. But we are going to be playing as Tassadar today. I have recently mastered him. This is his master skin for those of you that haven't seen it yet. Yellow, purple, and red tints. The red one probably looks the best, but purple is my favorite color, so we're going to go with that. Also managed to master the Vala like I said I was going to. I want to try out one or two more builds with her in the near future, but for today, we are going to be focusing on Tassadar. I have been using a new build on him to support the use of the Force Wall. And it's a really fun alternative to the Archon. I will say that if you want to use this particular build, it's probably better to use it in a pre-made setting, so at least in a duo queue. We're obviously going yellow solo queue today, but we're going to try it out nonetheless.
From order comes justice.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have landed on the Dragonshire map today. As I mentioned, we are playing Tassadar. My Q ability is a shield that I can place on myself, a friendly ally, or a structure. My W ability, Psionic Storm. This is a small AoE that I can lay on the ground. Anyone who stands in this will be taking some damage. And then my E ability is Dimensional Shift, which will allow me to turn invisible, travel a short distance, and then reappear. Well, it's a duration thing. While you're invisible, you cannot take damage, but you can also not be healed or deal damage, so it's basically your escape. My D ability, which is my trait, is a pretty good D. It is the Oracle. It's going to allow us to unveil the area around us in this big circle here, and we can see even stealth units in the area. We are going to be picking up Conjurer's Pursuit at level 1. Conjurer's Pursuit is going to allow us to focus on gathering regen orbs in the early game, and then by doing that, it will basically increase our mana regen throughout the course of the game. As you can see, I only used 2 of my abilities there, and a decent portion of my mana is missing. So we do need to focus on getting these regen orbs throughout the course of the video. One of the major complaints as of late, you know, I always take criticism. I take it in stride usually. Not that this would bother me or anything, but one of the main complaints in the video, in the comments of the video recently, was that it felt like I was just making videos because I had to, or releasing losses because I had to, which is never the case. I've always been very adamant that you can learn more from your losses than you can from your wins. But I was trying this video out earlier, and it was just a train wreck. Like, I didn't learn anything from that. What I learned is that I need to stop solo queuing. And yet, here I am. The shrines are active at the top and bottom of the map. The friendly team looks like they're going to be getting the bottom just fine. We do have a pretty decent setup, I would say. I'll show you the teams in just a moment. The enemy team pushing pretty hard up here in the top lane. Looks like Tyrael may be going down to the middle, so I'm going to ping a danger there. And we're just going to keep letting these guys push in. I'm going to shield the tower that all these ranged dudes are hitting, gather my regen orb, and then carry on with life as if nothing happened. Gonna ping for danger again. Looks like they were going down to middle. So I'm going to come up here and take this. So the friendly team, Tyrande Zeratul, Tassadar, Diablo, and Abathur. The enemy team, Tyrael, Vala, Nova, Murky, Tassadar. Weird team comp on the enemy team. We now control the top and bottom shrines, which means the Dragon Knight is going to be ours for the taking if they can push back the enemy team in the middle. We do see Nova going for that top shrine there, though. Hey, girl, why don't you just stand in that for a minute? We are going to lose it because I'm bad at this game. We do shield the snipe, though, because I'm good at this game. And now we're just going to sit here and trade with Nova, because that's what you do. That's what you do when you're Tassadar. You stand still, and if people decide they want to trade with you, they typically lose in the early game because your shields are so strong. We are going to be picking up Healing Ward at level 4. The shields of Tassadar, as I just mentioned, are very durable. The problem is, if you use them after burst damage has been dealt, they're more or less useless. They don't mitigate any damage if no more damage is happening. So, in order to combat that problem, you take the healing totem. And what that allows you to do is heal you and your team as long as they stand in the radius of the circle. In my opinion, one of the best talents in the game. I've always advocated highly for it. Looks like Tyrande Usbruindu is going to die in the middle lane as she's being chased down by Nova and Vala. Looks like they're trying to do a little bit too much roaming, though. If I could just sit up top and continue to push this, we are going to become... We are going to get an advantage on XP. We do have a problem now. 2 members of the enemy team are making their way up top. I'm not going to be able to contest that, and it looks like bottom might be okay. I'm not going to throw away my life for no reason. So let's go ahead. Let's just keep gathering these regen orbs. Let's hope they go somewhere else. XP is pretty even between both teams right now. We're sitting just above the precipice of level 6. Actually, we're generating a lot more all of a sudden. I cannot go to top, as I already mentioned. I can't trade with myself. I would lose. At this point in the game, we don't have enough talents to differentiate the 2 of us. So unless he, like, just makes a terrible mistake on his Tassadar, we would probably just sit there and just, like, waving sticks at each other, basically, until I got a stick in my eyeball and I had to go to the hospital. Well, let's try though. Come on, here we go. Yep. You might want to shield. That's okay. There you go. Now that he's shielding, I'm gonna walk over here. I'm gonna put this in the bush, and I'm gonna shield myself. Yeah, but I can click on your totem, and you can't click on mine. Oh, come on, click on the fucking totem. There we go. And now we shield again, and then we get out of that, and then we go back into my totem. And yeah, now I go to the hospital because I have a stick in my eye. That's exactly how I thought that was going to play out. Man, it's like I can tell the future. Middle is up for the enemy team again, and they do grab the Dragon Knight, even though Tyrande was there in the area. A little unfortunate, but we are going to be making our way down to the middle lane. We are going to be picking up Static Charge. What this means is that when we lay down our Psionic Storm and then right-click on someone, they're going to be taking that critical hit damage every single time we right-click. Usually you can get about 3 right-clicks on someone, so it's a decent amount of damage output. You can see here we just comboed that with Tyrande's Hunter's Mark, and we dealt a pretty devastating amount of damage to the enemy Dragon Knight. He's going to be running off somewhere. I need to focus on these regen orbs, and then I will chase. Looks like we may be closing in on the majority of the enemy team here and might be able to take down the enemy Nova. She's a little bit out of reach, though. I'm likely going to get punted with this kind of positioning. Hopefully the team is going to engage. Doesn't look like it, so we're going to use our Dimensional Shift to try to juke them out and head back towards our base. Alright, so not really the teamwork I was looking for there, but you know what? It's not going that bad. We are behind the enemy team in XP. Now, the reason for that, there's a multitude of reasons. We do have Tassadar up top, who was generating XP for their team until Abathur decided to cycle up. And while the Dragon Knight was killing these towers, and presumably these towers as well, he was generating 400 XP a pop. So that does allow the enemy team to get a pretty distinct advantage on XP. They do have their heroic abilities now. No one told Diablo that, and it looks like he walked into a fight. He cast a check with his mouth that his butt couldn't cash. Wrote a check with his mouth that his butt couldn't cash. Yeah! Yeah, I remembered it! Oh, yeah. Abathur's already saying good game for some reason. It is a good game. It is a good game. Good job. Alright, we are going to lose the towers up for the top lane. The enemy team is going to be ahead on XP. And, I mean, they basically just used all their heroics on me, or several of their heroics on me. And I avoided dying there with that dimensional shift that we were talking about earlier. Tyrande now joining me up in the top lane is going to be landing that Lunar Flare on Tyrael to try to stun him away. Let's try to get a little bit more XP. We're just barely... There we go. Now we're level 10. Cheer up, man. Want to talk about it? Let's, like, team fight somewhere. Now that we're 10. Alright, the enemy team's still pushing top. Gonna go ahead and shield that, because they're all hitting it, and I don't like that. We are losing the bottom fort to a mercenary camp right now. Middle is open again. Middle's open again. Middle is open again. Tyrande is not contesting that. I do delay it, though, because motherfucking Pally Time is in the building. This is the real Nova. It's a bot Nova, though, and she is going to fall. Now we are fighting the enemy Vala. Vala landing a pretty good stun there. Is going to die to the evolved monstrosity and my critical hit damage. Now Tyrael engaging is going to be a bit of a problem for me. We'll put the healing ward down in the bush, use the wall to make just that little bit of a barrier so we could try to get away from him. He could potentially jump over this wall here. Potentially we could be hit with an octograb here as well, but it looks like none of those things are happening, and the team is completely ignoring me as I walk by. Good. Good. Meanwhile, Tassadar still pushing the top lane. Did get that slow in his auto attack, which is going to be melting away at that tower. Let's come in here and try to help. Diablo is going to land a stun on Tyrael. Tyrael likely going to be jumping away now, but you know what we can do? We can force wall the motherfucker in just a little bit. Zeratul with those lunging melee attacks is going to be able to get in there and do some damage. Now Bot Nova appearing at the top of the screen. Will be dealing some burst damage that we can't really contend with. Hopefully someone stuns Murky here. No stuns were dealt to Murky, and I am going to fall. Zeratul now retreating when he should be helping out Tyrande. Please help Tyrande. A good stun right before she dies, and the evolved monstrosity is going to be able to deal some significant damage, but the triple tap from the enemy Nova is going to be too much. Tassadar still pushing top. Okay. All right, weird match today. Ladies and gentlemen, weird match indeed. Let's, Abathur brought up free Tyrael week. Let's look at his talents. So he has increased radius on cleave. No longer decloak from, yeah, your talents are all over the place. That's okay though. I do hybrid builds. Ain't no thing. The enemy team does pick up the Dragon Knight in the middle lane, and they're going to be pushing middle. We are going to be picking up Prescience. I still don't know how to say this, but it's the talent that allows our dimensional shift to proc automatically at low health. We did just use the dimensional shift there to dodge the Dragon Knight punt, and I'm trying to deal as much damage to him as I can, shielding the fort as often as possible as well, trying to keep that thing alive. Abathur actually doing the same thing, and you can see, yes, they are going to get the fort, but they did not deal a lot of damage in the process. Shielding myself right before the punt so we didn't take any damage. It sounds like Tyrael just engaged really hard on someone. I'm going to continue to fight this because I feel like I can. I'm going to run away from this because I don't feel like I can continue to fight it. There's that second dimensional shift at low health that is going to allow us to get away. The goal of this build is to basically disrupt as much as you can with these walls that have incredibly low cooldowns, and then use dimensional shift to stay safe as often as possible. Here we go. Diablo engaging. It was a little bit backwards, though. We're going to go ahead and block off the remainder of the enemy team, hopefully get some damage out here. I am just sitting here right-clicking on the enemy Vala. I was dealing that critical damage. We once again have the team clumped up, so let's go ahead and try to finish off this Murky. He is going to bubble away. Yeah, we don't have a lot of teamwork going on right now. With my build, it's not really focused on damage, it's focused on survivability and disruption. With my build, I'm keeping up with the majority of my team on damage, which is a little scary, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little scary. We are dealing these critical hit right clicks, obviously, whenever we lay down our W, but that's where the majority of our damage is coming from. Normally when you're playing Tassadar, you couple this with your Archon to deal even more damage. We're not doing any of that. We're not doing any of that. No sippy cup in the top. What's my timer on at 36 seconds? Okay. We do have 6 stacks of Conjurer's Pursuit, which is keeping my mana regenning significantly faster than it would be otherwise. If we did not pick up that talent at level 1, we'd be having to go back all of the time to either the core or the well, or whatever you want to call our respawn, or to the sippy cup in order to get that back. Looks like Diablo just used his ultimate down in the bottom lane. Tyrael engaging on our Zeratul, and the triple tap also going down as well. Looks like this fight is going to continue to play out. Tyrael is going to fall. We're just going to go ahead and dimensional shift one time, shield into this. We're going to create a wall here. And our second dimensional shift actually already procced, but they missed with all of their abilities already, so we should be fine. We should be fine. We'll go ahead and sippy cup. The triple tap is not off of cooldown. She does not have the talent to reset it yet. So we're going to try to just take out these siege giants before they can push into the base too much. We can do that again in 3 seconds. Go ahead and shield that. Not going to be dealing any critical hit damage here, but I am going to be helping our Diablo. Go ahead and just make a wall so she can't follow him in, and he'll be okay. No, you don't heal here. If I can bait them into attacking, we may be able to surprise them with Zeratul. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case, though. They are backing up, and for good reason. They don't have to zone us into the base anymore because they did acquire the Dragon Knight. At this level range, we are going to be picking up Dimensional Warp. Dimensional Warp is going to allow us to heal while we're in the Dimensional Shift state, which means that when it activates automatically at low health, it's not going to cause a cooldown, which it wasn't doing that before, but it's also going to heal us. So we can heal from the passive Dimensional Shift and then Dimensional Shift again. It's really, really, really strong. The enemy team looking like they want to engage here, which is absolutely the right thing to do. Let's turn around and try to help with this engagement. We are going to be punted into a better position, and we are going to take down the enemy Tyrael. He is now about to explode. Let's go ahead and give our Zeratul there a shield. The enemy Tassadar looks like she's running right to me, or he's running. Unfortunately, I was not ready with the wall. And fun fact, the wall does not work on the enemy Dragon Knights. They made these guys almost immune to all CC. I'm assuming it's the same with the Garden Terror as well. All right, we actually turned that around really well. Picked up 3 kills on the enemy team there. We might lose our Zeratul here, but he looks like he's going to be okay. And Murky is up shit creek without a paddle, and he's going to be taken down. Good job, guys. You got to tell him good job when an Abathur says good game at level 10. Yeah, or before level 10. I mean, you got to make them all feel good about their decision making. Looks like we are wanting to push into the base. I'm kind of looking for the Murky Egg. We could do a decent job of that with the Oracle. Looks like Vala, however, is engaging with her ultimate on the friendly team here. Gonna go ahead and ping my wards so they stand at it and hopefully don't leave. All right, they're all leaving. Damn it. We have closed the gap on XP just a little bit. Murky chasing after us. He is gonna know we're here. Tyrael was right behind him, if I was not mistaken. So we may have a little bit of trouble here. Let's go ahead and use my Oracle again. We do see they're pushing down the bottom lane. We need to stop this push before it can do any more siege damage. We do not have a lot of buildings left, so the ones we have are pretty precious. That second talent for our Dimensional Shift is going to give us increased range as well. Diablo using his ultimate to stop the Murky. I'm going to go ahead and try to shield out of here. The wall was not in a decent position to help with that. But we can lay one down here and trap Diablo even deeper with the enemy team. Yeah, if you're at the point where 2 members have already died in a 2v4, do not engage. Do not engage. Diablo just threw his life away for no reason there. For absolutely no reason there. We are going to sit back. We're just going to poke at him because that's all we can do. I'm not going to lie to you. This is it. This is all we can do. The enemy team is going to get, once again, another Dragon Knight. Another Dragon Knight. Not much we can do about it. We still have about the same damage as everyone on our team, even though we're not built for dealing damage whatsoever, which is a little scary. Still a little scary. Let's go ahead. Do I go bottom? We know they're bottom. No, they have it. Okay. Well, I could walk down here just for show, but if they have any type of coordination, there you go. They already have the Dragon Knight. Murky could engage on me here, but it wouldn't be too big of a deal. We are going to be picking up Rewind at level 20. Rewind on Tassadar? No! It's really, really, really fun. So what you can do with this is you can double your damage output on someone. We'll go ahead and try to... Okay, he didn't need a shield. He jumped away. You could double your damage output on someone with Rewind every 90 seconds. But most importantly, you can double your Dimensional Shifts. So, when someone's coming in trying to deal damage to you, you have 3 ways to heal your character for a significant amount. This was the first one. That got me back up to pretty high health. We'll go ahead and shield. We'll lay down a healing totem back here, heal up the team as these guys are still pushing in. The Dragon Knight looking like he wants to die under the tower for some reason. Still isn't dead. The friendly team, not too sure they want to engage this, because I guess Murky's pushing down here as well with the split. Here you go, Zeratul. I have a shield. We're all focusing Murky instead of the 4 people pushing into the middle, which is a very questionable decision. We can go ahead and use our Dimensional Shift again. That is going to bring us up back to almost full health. We do have 9 stacks of Conjurer's Pursuit right now, which is increasing our mana regen pretty significantly. Diablo is fighting this when he should not be, so we can cut off the rest of the enemy team as they're trying to push forward. This does lock Tyrael down in one spot. And now we can try to deal some more damage with the friendly team. We do see the real Nova right here in a little bit of trouble. By a little bit of trouble, I mean we're in a little bit of trouble. That was the passive Dimensional Shift, and here's my real Dimensional Shift, and we are once again going to survive that encounter. Haven't had a need to rewind with it yet, but you can do so much self-healing with this. It is absolutely unbelievable. Now, this entire fight may look like a train wreck, right? This entire game may have looked like a train wreck, but Abathur has been pushing these other lanes. The Abathur player is keeping us in the game. I've been doing my best not to die. As you can see, I have 1 death, where most people on the enemy team or on the friendly team have significantly more. We have not been controlling objectives, and really, could my team have benefited more from an Archon instead of Force Walls? Yes. Absolutely, they could have. Like I said, this is one of those builds that's better for team play. For instance, if you have an ETC on your team and you want to lock someone down, or, you know, a Diablo with a Flame Breath is actually great for this combo as well. Tyranda's Starfall, great for this combo as well. I haven't really seen her use her Starfall much, though. If I'm honest. I can basically lock people into all of these, depending on positioning, with these Force Walls, and it can be extremely powerful. Looks like Abathur was found down in the bottom lane. He is going to be taken down. He is trying his little heart out. The shrines are active. I'm going to be making my way down to the bottom shrine as soon as I can mount. On my way, on my way. I got hit by something. I don't even know what that was. Maybe it was an archer minion. Go, go, go. Let's go. Hop in here. We have to at least contest it. There we go. Tyrande moving in. We are going to control this. Here's the Oracle so we can see what's coming. And we have successfully taken a shrine from the enemy team. All right, so we can keep these guys out with a wall. Looks like our Tyranda's going to die. I'm just going to go ahead and use my first Dimensional Shift. We at least tried to contest it, right? We at least tried to contest it. I don't want you chasing after me, Murky. We're going to put a stop to that. Abathur's saying we're all so bad. Yeah, it's not looking too good right now. Here comes the passive Dimensional Shift, rewind into another Dimensional Shift, into a Force Wall, and we're going to walk away from that as well. Let's go ahead and shield our core as this is still going on. We do have another Dimensional Shift in 10 seconds. Guys, this game was an absolute train wreck. Funny enough, not as bad as the one prior to this. Our team not playing too well today. Oh, there we go. We do finally get taken down. But the build itself is a lot of fun. It's a more supporty role for Tassadar. What you can do with this is really initiate fights a lot more than you normally would be able to. And the rewind for the double Psionic Storm without talenting for it does allow you to get a little bit more damage out. The rewind for double shields allows you to get more shields out. I probably could have shielded a lot more in this particular match. And then obviously the double Dimensional Shift, the triple Dimensional Shift, really, really, really strong for surviving on Tassadar. I've been playing with this basically for about half a level now, well, almost a full level. I started dicking around with this build at level 9, 9.5, and I've been using it up to about 10 and a fourth, 10 and a third. So it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. I wouldn't show you a build that I didn't think was fun without, you know, saying, we're theory crafting today. That being said, I really do feel like it's better for duo queue, and we obviously didn't do any of that today, and our team was a little questionable. I don't know what the game thinks my MMR is again, or if that matters at all anymore. But the beta will be ending soon. June 2nd is when the launch officially happens. The player base is going to be growing exponentially, so hopefully we can get some more competitive matches rolling out again. For those of you that have been on the channel for a long time, you know we go through these weird phases where matchmaking gets really bad. For instance, in the alpha, towards when the beta was coming out, like a month before that, matchmaking was just terrible. And then beta happens and matchmaking got better, and then it gets worse. And then Sylvanas came out and matchmaking got better, and now it's getting worse again. I feel like it's going through cycles of people's interest. Hey, did you make that a video? And not sure if you knew, but something to mention in an Avi vid is the level 20 monstrosity talent lets you keep all your stacks on its death. I didn't know that! I think this was the Murky on the enemy team, so we can thank him for that. We are going to be trying out some more builds within the next couple of days. Maybe not tomorrow, but the day after for sure. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. The face cam will be returning soon, and I'll see you all next time.